The next thing I have been getting recently a lot of is Mr. Beast. I used to follow Mr. Beast. I used to really like Mr. Beast. But then I read online that Mr. Beast creates a culture in his workplace that is not good. It's a toxic culture. And I know this stuff happens because somebody escapes into their alter ego. They escape into this persona, into this image, and they can be one thing for the world and a complete other something in real life. So he has an image problem all of a sudden because the newspapers are coming out and saying that he is not a good leader. He's not a good manager, and people don't like working for him. There are people who don't like working for him. Then I got Kat Kerr. Lots of stuff popping up from Kat Kerr because I looked into her for a few weeks. And I'm going to add to that Robin Bullock, and neither one of them do much for me. I just have not enjoyed reading, listening. I don't read anything about either one of them, but watching them on YouTube has been painful for me. Painful in the fact that I just don't understand what people get out of these two, especially Kat Kerr. She's so out there, so I just don't understand. And because I don't understand, I might actually have to go back into this and do a little bit more research because I'm having trouble wrapping my head around why intelligent people would listen to either one of these people. Nevertheless, as I mentioned, I will be probably looking into this, why people would, because, I guarantee there are intelligent people who are buying into what Kat Kerr says and what Robin Bullock says. So I have to check it out and try to understand it anyway. Bill Johnson, he's rebuilding their image. That's all I can say about that. He's redefining what Bethel's all about. And he's responding to the negativity that has been coming his way. So he is talking about such things as the Passion Translation. And he says the Passion Translation, he says, most of the people criticizing this are people who are educated. I think that was the word he said. Well, he said new Christians, they don't want the these and thous. I'm going to tell you something. As a born-again Christian, brand new at 19 years old, having never really, okay, in school I got D's, F's, and C's. That was my go-to grades in high school. Nevertheless, my first Bible somebody gave to me was King James Version, and it was not, okay, it was, it's clumsy for us in the 20th century, 21st century, 20th century back then. But I got it. I got what I needed to get. It was good enough. And I'm not saying you have to go with the King James Version. There's plenty of versions. Now, there are other issues, however, with this whole Passion Translation. And he's suggesting that the Passion Translation is good for young Christians. Even so, I have heard many, many older, quote-unquote, Christians use the Passion Translation in everything they say and they read. And I believe, I'm not sure, I don't remember correctly, but I think Bill Johnson did too. All right. Secondly, he distances himself and his church from grave soaking. This is something that came out of his church, but I don't think the leadership ever really gave their approval of it. And this is one of those things that I really sense, and from the limited knowledge I have of their church, and I will backtrack on this if I find that I'm wrong on this one. I will definitely backtrack, and because I might be. But as I see it so far, they tend to leave this big, huge area unstated, knowing that people in their church will buy into it, and as long as it doesn't do damage, they'll just go ahead and let it happen, let it slide, and let it be. So, and one thing I caught, a little bit of an example on this. He's talking about a person that when he's trying to redefine healing in a nicer way, because they do believe in a type of faith healing, but he's going to redefine it in a little different way, in a little nicer way, so it's less cruel. And he even uses the word cruel, which is something I've used along the road in my comments about faith healing. So I don't know if he's ever seen any of my videos. I don't know. I don't care. But he's saying that he has seen this person come and pray, and he says sometimes you have to do things for people, tell them to do something so that the healing will come. And he told somebody to walk across the room, and they had muscle missing in their legs, and they were healed. Now, saying that they were healed leaves out so much. But the reader believes the muscle has reattached and come alive, and all this stuff that did not happen. I can tell you that right now. But the guy walks across the room, comes back, and he's healed. I'll tell you what, if this is a true story, if Bill's not totally making this up or exaggerating, which I believe is the two possibilities going on here, this person, or one other possibility, and this is very likely, the person did walk across the room and came back and said, I feel no more pain. And if you followed me, you'll know that means it's the placebo effect. It's a temporary release of endorphins going through the body, relieving pain, taking away pain, and people all the time mistake that for a real healing. It is not a real healing. It is a temporary relief of pain. No more, no less. I guarantee that person that Bill is completely convinced was healed was not. He had a temporary relief pain, something going on because of the endorphins going on, because of expectation, trust and authority, and that's how you get it going. And it's a placebo. And of course, as the healer, quote unquote, he says, oh, praise God, look at that, he's healed. No, he's not. Not if he's missing muscle. All right. He, as I mentioned, is getting into a kinder version of faith healing, trying to be real nice about it. His son is deaf, so it's very possible that he's looking into this as well, that he talks about his son and what he tells his son and stuff. It's, once again, it's trying to be very nice about it.